What's going on, good people? Y'all know what time it is, man. It is the Bottom of the Bottle Show. I am one half of the Bottom of the Bottle podcast, Jaywalking the third. That's my brother, my partner, then my drinking partner, Carolina Dare 803. What's going on with you, player?
Man, having a rough night. We should have supposed to been on, but this technology fucking with me tonight.
Yeah, man, you know, shit gonna get in your way when you, that's how you know you're on to something. When shit start fucking up for no reason. Shit you've been doing regular and on a regular basis for a long time just start going wrong.
Yeah, I guess my laptop said, fuck it, I want to take a break.
Well, you know, it be like that sometimes, man. But the lesson in this is to persevere and to keep moving, man, even when shit get in your way. You know what I'm talking
about? Yeah, trying to make a way out of no way.
That part. So what's going on, bro? It was just Memorial Day, and now it's almost Thanksgiving. What's happening with it?
Shit, Thanksgiving, man. They were putting up Christmas shit 2 weeks ago.
Okay. I don't know, man. You might as well leave that shit up year round now. Normally, I be looking at people crazy that be, you know, leaving their Christmas tree up, but shit, at this point, Christmas every goddamn 3 weeks now.
Yeah, I mean, ain't no sense taking it down. Just don't hit that light switch, or just don't plug it in at the time. I have been seeing a lot more people doing that. You could tell they still got their lights up.
Motherfucker making just make it a part of the regular home decor.
Yeah. Just don't plug it in.
You know what I'm saying? We ain't gonna worry y'all long. We had a late start and all of that here, but we definitely wanted to show our face and let y'all know we still out here, man. I'm gonna play a video, man. I just thought it was funny. It's one of them age-old battles that's been going on since the beginning of time. And I just, you know, want to spark conversation. So just real quick.
If I put the seat up to urinate and then put it down after I'm done, at your request, that is 2 seat repetitions per urinary event. This arrangement means that if you go into the bathroom, you can just sit down and urinate and leave with 0 seat repetitions per urinary event. Would it not then be a fair and equitable marriage arrangement, creating a scenario where we are both responsible for only 1 seat repetition per urinary event? And she's gone.
So this has been a battle between men and women since the beginning of time. How you feel about it? I thought he had a good idea myself.
He had a good lazy idea, but it was a dope idea. What up, police? I think it was a dope idea.
I don't know if it was lazy because I think it was fair. You know, dudes be talking about fairness. Men want to be logical and women want to be right.
Yeah. I guess for them, they done fell in the toilet a couple times. They got a certain gripe they can say.
Okay. I mean, I can dig it. Like I said, this was just to kind of look at, I had never heard it put so eloquently, you know, a fair compromise to the whole toilet seat shit.
Yeah.
What's going on, Alicia? How are you today?
She said, calm down. She must have done fell in the toilet before.
Well, you know, like I said, this is very near and dear to most women.
Yeah. Alicia, you want to go ahead and admit that you done fell in the toilet?
I think every woman has fallen in the toilet. However, I mean, I just feel like, you know, it shouldn't be as big a deal as it is. If I'm about to sit down in a regular chair, I'm gonna look at the seat before I sit down.
Most definitely. I usually do courtesy flush anyway.
Yeah, okay. Well, I'm just saying it might be less pee on the toilet. You know what I'm saying? Be talking about aim and shit and all of that good shit. Just put the toilet seat down. I don't know.
She said she think it's stupid.
Okay, we're gonna be real about it. We'll just let it be like it is going forward. You know what I mean? Y'all do what y'all supposed to do. Y'all make sure that she said she think the toilet seat shit stupid as fuck.
Yeah. I mean, I can understand if you fell in, because I done had water splash in my butt and I ain't feel right, so.
You don't never feel clean if some water hit your ass in the toilet.
Yeah, so If women have a problem with it, then yeah, I think it's just that simple. Put the seat down.
Like you walked in there facing the toilet.
Yeah. Unless you got up in the middle of the night now. Unless you got up in the middle of the night. But still yet. What they say, keep your head on the swivel. That's what
Keep
they
your
say in
head on the
sports.
swivel, man. Keep your head on the swivel.
Said,
I don't know what's going on, cause look, the weather is weird as fuck. It's cold as shit one day, hot as fuck the next day. I don't know. I don't know what's going on in the world no more.
Yeah, they said we had 4 seasons in one day last week. I think. I know we don't have 4 seasons in the last week or so, but somebody said we had it in one day. I said, damn.
Yeah, we normally only have 2 seasons, hot and not hot.
Well, it's supposed to drop back down. We're supposed to catch some rain this weekend. I think at night it's supposed to be the 40s, but we're gonna catch another couple 30 degree nights in the next couple of days. I love it.
Yeah.
I
definitely prefer the cooler weather, man. Give you a chance to get in your closet, put some layers on. You know what I'm saying?
I always said the best style of clothes is always the winter. I guess because you get more fabric, but I just feel like when you're looking for clothes, like it feel like the winter time. I guess because you can put so many layers on, they always got something fresh you can add.
Yeah, summer is about comfort, and winter is more style. You know, it's about comfort too, but it's definitely more about style.
Yeah. I totally agree. I can't do that heat, Alicia. I'm big. I can only take so much shit off. When it's cold, you can always add some shit.
You ain't bullshit. I'm less likely to go somewhere when it's hot.
Yeah. But I did want to shout out Don Staley, man. I was at work. I was listening to the game Monday. And all summer they talked about what Don had lost and all this, but they forgot when Don first came to USC, she ain't had nothing. She had to build. So to think she wasn't gonna be able to build with the transfer portal and the athletes she already had coming in,
and her pedigree, it ain't like she's not winning.
Yeah, I think the world. I put Don and Deion in the same category now. Like I think they want them two to lose. Like you think all the slack caught the last couple of years by beating the brakes off everybody, especially last year. They was out for it last year. They were trying to say, even in the crazy, this South Carolina fans of a certain color that think Don be whining too much. How you whining? Didn't she earn that? She been what, 15 years?
Man, look, they gonna hate you when you up. Period.
Yeah.
Period. When she was on the climb, it was like, look what she's doing. She's doing great things. But now she's been up there too long. So now becomes the hate.
Yeah, but what she did being up there, unlike some people that have been up there, she's been bringing other black women and supporting them in her journey. Like you can't knock that as far as what she's doing is bigger than basketball. She's always said it's been bigger than basketball. But because she puts her heart and her soul into the game overall, whether it's her players, whether it's the other team players that she's consoling, whether it's the other coaches that she's consoling, like that's way bigger than basketball.
Oh yeah, I mean, her fighting the whole wage gap disparity and making sure that, you know, when they was in the bubble, they had like a set of dumbbells for training while the men had a whole full gym. Like her shining light on things like that, using her platform for fairness, not to gain the edge personally, is what make her dope. But that young lady, I don't know her first name. I can't call her first. Fuwali.
Yeah.
First, you made Magic Johnson single you out and shout you out.
Oh, Kevin Durant too.
Yeah, and KD. Yeah. I went back and watched the game. The game was on YouTube. I went back and played the whole game, and she was wilding.
Well, I was listening to the game while at work. So every time I heard, I try to run back to my phone and look at it because I had the live feed going. Man, that shit was highly entertaining. Women's basketball to me has been highly entertaining for like the last, like, I'll say about 12 years because I follow the Gamecocks. But overall, when you're looking at basketball and what basketball is as far as fundamentals and basics, like the women play it better than the men. They jack threes, but they're not just sitting behind 3-point line jacking threes. They play physical. They're letting them play more physical. They're letting them show emotions. They're letting them be real basketball players. They
Yeah.
got to stay 4 years. So you actually getting the loyalty. You're looking at the fans are having loyalty to the players, and the players are embracing it because they know they're there for 4 years. They're not doing one and done. Well, with the NIL deal, and transfer portal now, they're doing like one and switch teams. But as far as leaving the game and going to the professional, you actually get to see the growth of a player.
I mean, well, the only thing that I feel like you can make your own name. Like for Wiley, she definitely gonna have some type of deal if she don't already have something in the making after game one for her. But the ceiling that I see way more young ladies being athletic and dunking the ball and making the game look different. I don't think we that far away from having an athletic enough woman that can come down the lane and bang on somebody in a stylish way like men. We're not that far away from it. I think the advancements in technology, uh, the way you work out, the way you can train your body to do certain things. You feel me? And these women is getting faster, jumping higher, and making for an entertaining game. It's kind of like I don't watch Major League Baseball, but I always watch the Little League World Series. And I know that's a fucked up comparison, but only in the fact that the desire for them to play the game, I feel like is higher. The excitement level when they do something looks more fun. Like baseball is a bunch of old ass men that's chewing tobacco and doing shit and waiting for something to happen in the game. But these little kids, they are excited to play. And I feel like the level of excitement that the women play with is matchable. It's equal to what men do. You know what I'm saying? Like they had the highest turnout for viewers last year. They keep breaking records with that, man. So it's not that it's not entertaining.
No, I find it more entertaining. Like I said, when you come to the base of basketball, women's basketball still has a mid game. You know, around the free throw line, they're pulling up jumpers. They not like I ain't gonna lie. The excitement of men's basketball ain't excitement no more when you love the sport and watch the sport. You can tell they traveling. You can tell they walking. You can tell they carrying. You can tell they doing the ole. They letting people go to the lane without getting fouled. You can tell that everybody want to be Steph Curry. Everybody want to jack three and not look like it. For real sports fans, and I understand the people that don't know sports or the people that spend money. Real sports fans don't really spend money. But the people that don't know better, the people that switch teams every year, buying new jerseys every year for whoever the hot team is or whoever the hot talent is, real sports fans don't like. We see the authenticity of sports, and they're taken away from it. But the women's basketball, they still have it right now because they're not into the whole. Like they're playing real basketball. They passing the rock. The UNC they had 20 something possessions of assists.
Yeah.
Old girl, I can't pronounce her name, so I ain't gonna try. She had like 6 assists.
Yeah.
Like in the NBA, in the men's game, you don't even hear them talk about assists. So when you looking at the whole aspect, and like I said, listen to them girls, and they always preaching team and team and team, and what Don is saying, Don mostly saying these women, she want them to do more other than basketball. She want them to do something in society. Last year, even with they had the 2 white girls on the team, but one didn't get no playing time really. She got the jump when they up by 50. I think she got everybody NIL deal of some sort. Like that's dope. I know you can't do that in football because there's too many players, but in basketball, I think that's dope for her to have done that.
Well, I mean, the thing about NIL deal is what you lack in athleticism, you probably can still do something with personality. You know what I'm saying?
You still gotta have some kind of athleticism. You still gotta do something for them to be put on the radar.
I mean, I don't know, man. Spice Adams wasn't like a mental player, but he
he was
more
a
famous
player.
now outside of the game for his personality. The game was the platform.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So you had to get to a certain level to get that. Like, ain't
True that.
nobody at the bottom of the bench in football, basketball, baseball that's gonna get that unless you one of them locker room guys. Like you said, if you're a locker room guy where people are like, "Hey, bro, you need to do something," like they're promoting you to do something. Yeah, but the average person at the end of the bench ain't gonna get that.
True that.
I mean, that's just like if you got a homeboy that's funny, that's real funny. Unless you tell him to go up there and try to do stand-up comedy, he ain't gonna do that shit. And he don't get the opportunity. Like, you gotta meet people, you gotta meet stuff halfway. At least halfway. Take a couple steps. So I feel like even with the NIL day, if you at the bottom of the bench, but like at halftime you always dancing. Like whenever the camera's showing, you always dancing, cheering on your play. Like that stuff gets you the NIL because that allows your personality to show.
Yeah. I mean, that's true. That's true. But they definitely, some people are still saying the NIL deals is destroying motherfucking college sports. I don't think it's destroying shit. First off, I don't think very few of those deals are life altering money. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know. Shador, he getting. I forgot what Shador got a serious one.
Right, but that's because that probably got more to do with Dion than Shador. The level, the amount of money.
You see his stats.
Okay, but what I'm saying is,
okay, you can pad it by a couple million. I'd say Dion helped pad that by a couple million.
It's like you can't bring a certain. They so all right that they pushing the numbers because they all right. Like you can't come to them with no little bit of money.
Nah.
That's why I say Dion had a lot to do with that. For a dude that's from whatever middle class neighborhood that's just showing out in sports, he's not gonna get the same offer that Shador gonna get. Not the same money.
All right, what are you talking about? You talking about the same money? You talking about in the range of?
So like, just for example, whatever Shador did, say he did $1 million deal, right?
Yeah.
His $1 million deal is predicated upon them knowing they can't offer him $300,000. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I got you. I'm listening.
So,
I'm trying to look up what his deal is. That's it. I'm just trying to see what his NIL deal is.
Yeah, I'm all for, the system been making money off the backs of people for the longest since the history of time. You know what I'm saying? So whatever advantage that a person of color can get based off of their athleticism, based off of anything. It's a lot of motherfuckers I don't like in the music industry. It's a lot of people I don't like as athletes. I will never say they don't deserve the money that they get because it's hard out here. You know what I'm saying? So
Google's saying it's 4.8.
4.8. Do you think you got to offer Tyreek from North Maine 4.8, or do you think you could get him for 1.2?
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
Right.
I wonder because of NIL deal, right? And I never looked into this, and I'm just thinking about it now. Before you couldn't have an agent unless you signed saying you're going pro. But because you can get an NIL deal, I wonder if you got an agent now or you got like a manager.
I still don't think they can have agents. I think it's really based upon their name and their likeness. I think they can probably have a lawyer. I don't think they can have an agent.
So they're saying, I don't know how true this is. Google once again, Caleb Williams, who won the Heisman last year, who's doing outstanding this year, even though he lost 3 games. They say his is 2.6.
Mm-hmm.
And he won the Heisman last year.
He won the Heisman, and his daddy ain't Dion.
And that ain't down. True. True. But me and Tony were talking last week, right? So with the NIL deal, what I don't think some of these athletes are thinking about the NIL deal and the transfer portal. What they're not thinking about, more so the transfer portal, is a lot of celebrities, whether they're actors, singers, rappers, football, but they go broke, right?
Right.
Marcus Lattimore did his 4 years at USC, right?
Mm-hmm.
Technically, he never had to work again, ever again, because he gave the school legacy. So even other than getting on drugs, I think USC would have supported him financially any kind of way as far as giving him a job doing something worth some money. I think if you don't give these schools time like that if you do make it and in 10 years you're out of sports because of a knee or whatever injury, like you ain't got nothing other than what you went to school for, you ain't got nothing to fall back on. Like you don't have the support like Marcus Lattimore had. You don't have the support like, let's say Peyton Manning was to go broke. You don't think Tennessee's going to do something for him?
I
Like these
think
people that go to school for more than 3 years that
what you
invest
do on
into
the field helps you develop relationships, which goes back to the shit that you always say, networking is a superpower. I think, yeah, you could probably parlay that shit into a decent job where you have a decent life outside of sports.
Yeah, just in case anything happened, like you can step on the football field, your first game, or the baseball field, or the tennis court, your first professional game, and that could be a season-ending or a career-ending injury. And if you didn't spend enough time with somebody or enough time with a school, I don't see them saying, "Hey, come on back. We'll have you be the recruiting assistant for 70 grand a year."
Oh no.
That's what I'm
No.
saying. Like stuff like that. Like when you thinking about your future, it's like an investment. It's like any other investment.
You should not you shouldn't go to school for, even though they changed the rules, you shouldn't go to school for the IL deal. You know what I'm
No.
saying? Like I said, that money, if Shador got 4.2, which is a lot of money to motherfuckers that work a regular 9 to 5 job. That's a lot of money to get at once. But also, those are the before Uncle Sam numbers.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So 4.2 is really probably like 2.8 when it get down to it. And that's not I don't have to work no more money. You feel me? Like, yeah, you can invest it and you can stretch it and you could potentially make it last your lifetime, but that is very structured.
Oh yeah. That's definitely the housing market. Me and Cuzzo Chrissy, I had posted something, and you looking at the housing market now. They want a house that was built in 1978. They want 200,000 now. So you might as well spend the 275 and get something brand new.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's the same. It's almost the same, but with Shador, as you say, the 2.6. Shador's always had that money, so he probably can manage that 2.6. I'm pretty sure Deion's starting to manage that 2.6. But you give me 2.6, we didn't grow up rough. We grow up with what we need. Like you said, that 2.6 ain't gonna stretch. Because once you get out of college, you got to find a place to live. I got 2.6. If I don't go to the pros, look at the housing market. I got to make sure I got a decent job. But let's say I do go to the pros, that 2.6 will stretch a little bit, but shit, I'm going to spend most of that on a house.
I mean, again, 2.6, by the time you get you a house, get you a couple cars, the things that you feel like you need. This is just being practical. This ain't
Shit, that's a
living a
half a
rapper
meal
life.
right there.
What happened?
That's a half a meal, especially if
Oh
you're gonna
no,
brand
no,
new cars.
absolutely. And that's not counting shit that can go wrong, water heaters and car accidents or whatever
Baby mamas.
other unaccounted for things that might happen. You know what I'm saying? You still got to pay taxes on that shit to maintain it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So that's why I'm saying, like, 20 years ago, motherfucker give you 2.5, you probably feel like, yeah. 2.5 20 years ago was probably more like 3.5, honestly. Might be
Shit,
4.5
I'm
because
about to
shit
say.
has inflated 3 times at a minimum. Most shit, the prices on most shit is inflated 3 times. That same
Shit.
house in 1978 was probably $40,000.
You see the pack of ramen noodles right now? Shit, a
Yeah,
pack of ramen noodles over $1. Man, the bitch was like 10 cents a pack.
nah. I tell you where you see it at, and it's in the practical shit. I never thought about the price of peanut butter in my life till now.
I still ain't thinking about it. What is it?
Bruh, peanut butter is $5 fucking. Peanut butter. It's just certain shit like that that you just didn't think about. You just went to you was like, I need some peanut butter. I'm going to the store.
Shit, a gallon of water, $2.
And that's the shit that always tripped me out. Like,
You
you're
said
gonna
Kool-Aid.
charge me $4 for a cup of coffee when you could take $4 worth of coffee and make 40 cups.
40 cups. 40 cups. That that that's crazy. It's like the prices went up. I understand the prices went up. But if you already ain't paying nobody, and then you don't have enough workers, why the price go up?
Because we stupid and we see the prices go up, and all we say is, damn, that shit high. And we keep paying for it.
I mean, the necessities now, they did say I'm always on CNN or something on YouTube. They did say a lot of the necessities for the last 2 years because of COVID, those aren't necessities anymore. So those aren't getting bought. So people are tightening it up. I saw something today with 401k. They said more people have dipped in the 401k in the last 2 years, especially this last year than before. But yet the government put out something saying Americans do have money. Like the money that the government say we got that we don't have is people going into their 401ks.
That's exactly right.
Yeah, so
Don't
you
say
can't.
that I got money and not say that I'm robbing Peter to pay Paul,
Yeah,
or that I don't still owe this money because something that was unaccounted for happened in my life. And it's just the narrative. It's just the people now have more access, more resources, and more intelligence, even if it's through a device, than they ever had. And these jobs will convince you that they don't have to pay you no more. Meanwhile, they raising their prices. I never understood why, if I work for whatever, that I get a 20% employee discount. Bitch, this is in the cost. This should be in my contract. If I work at a tire shop, I shouldn't have to pay for a set of fucking tires. You know what I'm saying? Or if I do have to pay for a set of tires, I should have to pay the bare minimum.
that's
You
just
know what I'm
like
saying?
that's like
If
people in
you
the health.
work in a Goodyear factory, and how often do you need tires? If you work at, even on a lower level, if you work at Burger King and you eat lunch one day, it's a dude that was on the internet talking about he would leave his job at a restaurant to go to another restaurant
Oh yeah, many people
only
did that.
because it was more expensive for him to eat at the place that he worked at. That shit
Yeah,
don't even make sense.
it don't make sense. Alicia, I was just about to say about healthcare. They shouldn't be paying the same price for health insurance. Like a single person that worked in the healthcare business and a single person that don't work in healthcare shouldn't be paying the same insurance.
Agreed.
They should not be paying the same insurance. Like I agree with you. Whatever field you in should help out whatever field the employees in. I
Whatever
think that's
related costs
yeah,
that your field of expertise or occupation.
yeah. I feel like that should work.
And just they always want to chalk it up to like socialism or some shit like that. What about just being human? There's no reason for a motherfucker to be 70 years old and have to clock in to live. At 70 years old,
Yeah. Now I ain't gonna lie, I got a lady working with me. She's 70. I think she choose to work. Well, the
that's
lady and the
different.
owner. Yeah, the lady and well, I think she mostly choose to work, but also because of prices and helping her grandchildren and great grands and stuff like that. I think that's the reason why she worked. But yeah, I agree with
But it's the greatest country in the world. You feel me?
you. Yeah, they say we the greatest, we the powerfulest, but we got so many people living on the street being homeless. We got so many people on the way to living on. Man, I told a dude last year. He asked if I can. He came to me one of them pamphlets of some kid overseas that's send $13 a month or whatever it was, $30 a month. I told him, man, I said, man, I want one bill for my kids being on that pamphlet.
Okay. That part. That
I
part.
said, I'm one bill away from my kids being on that pamphlet. And the crazy thing is, like you said, you never know. You don't never know if the motor gonna go out in the car. Or like me, 2 years ago, my AC went out. Boy, they bust me dead in there with that AC unit for the house. But I stayed in here for like a week and a half in the summertime in South Carolina. Bro, I was done, son. I was like,
And
man, fuck my life for the next 10 years.
it's bruh, like, and that shit is crazy. You get me started on the insurance shit or the warranty shit. Like, it's all fucking hustle.
Yeah.
In terms of you want me to give you $30 a month for you to keep my 10-year-old car running. And then when it's time for me to have an issue that needs to be fixed, you want to send me to the shittiest mechanic with this warranty that I've been paying for 10 fucking years without fail, never had to go into it and use any of the services. But when it's time for me to use the services, you want to say, okay, you can go here, here, and here, but you can't go there where they would really fix it.
Man, when my car was in the flood, man, my insurance did not want to cover it. But I told them, I said, like they gave you up to like, I forgot, they gave you up to like 4 or 5 months to report your car from the floater, which I did, but because of my circumstance at the time, I wasn't really driving my car. Like I would move it literally from the driveway to the street. So the problem I had with it when it came down to the problem that happened, like they was like they didn't want to cover it. Or they were like, you waited too long. I was like, I literally moved my car from the driveway to the street, which is like 10 feet. That's all I did. I drove the other car. I said, this is my first insurance claim in over 10 years I've had the car. And you didn't want to cover it. Man, I went to social media. I don't think I was on Facebook at that time. I might have just got on Facebook, but I was on Twitter and everything else talking shit. And they end up fixing it, but like you said, they try to have stipulations on it getting fixed. But like, it was my first claim in over 10 years of having a car. So I've been paying my insurance premium for over 10 years. So let's just say it was let's
say easy math, $100 a month, 12 months for 60 months.
Yeah. Yeah. And they ain't want to cover it.
That's almost $7,000. The repair you wanted is probably $4,500. And you still had to put another $500 for them to help you out.
Yep. I still had to pay the deductible.
And that shit is crazy to me. That shit is out of this world, bananas fucking crazy.
Yeah. So Alicia, this is why people bucket mandatory health insurance when Obama signed the Affordable Care Act. Premium payments versus the benefits don't bounce out. I know many people they either didn't get insurance with whoever they was with, or they try to get outside insurance. They try to find a cheaper route, but you're still coming out your pocket.
If I take the I'm living pillar to post, and I say I don't want no insurance. I want all my motherfucking money. You gonna penalize me for that?
Shit, they gonna penalize you twice because they also gonna tax you even more because you done made more on the year.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, it's the entire life we live in America is a pyramid scheme. Like, motherfucker be talking about watch out for scammers. Our whole life is a scam. Our whole fucking life, way of life. They call it capitalism, but it's literally a pyramid scheme. How is it any different than, okay, this is what I want you to do. I want you to join me. But if you join me, it costs this. But if you bring people here with me, it'll cost you less. That's fundamentally the entire economic system in this country. You feel me? Just at a low level, I'm not a financial expert, professor, none of that shit. But I also know 2 + 2 is 4.
Yeah.
It's like they talk about this thing where, and I didn't even know this shit was real, but it happened to a friend of mine. They had a job, and the job wasn't doing everything that they needed it to do financially. So they went out and got another job. Don't you know her original job called her in the HR and was like, you didn't report to us that you had another job? You know that is illegal in terms of your responsibilities here at this job to have another job. You have to report that to us. Like, that's not none of your fucking business.
Well, there's also a lot of jobs you can't go in business with a competitor. Like, even if it's like when I worked at Target, I couldn't go get us a part-time at Walmart.
All I'm trying to do is live, cuz I'm not trying to shit on your company.
That's it.
You know what I'm saying? And it doesn't make sense. Like, first off, I'm gonna tell you to kiss my ass. How you know about my personal business? Like, what checks are you running on me after I got this job? You can run a check on me to find out I got another job, but you can't run a check on this motherfucker that shot up this goddamn warehouse.
It probably one of them employees you don't like that's snitching on you. You know, it be that shit too. It be somebody snitching on you at work. Like, what you gain out of it?
I don't have an allegiance to a motherfucker that employ me. And stop acting like you doing me a favor for hiring me when every fucking minute that I'm here, I'm making you money.
Lots of money.
Lots of fucking money. You wouldn't pay me $50,000 a year if I was only making you $50,000 a year. You feel me?
Man.
But you don't want to give me credit for having half the sense that you got. I'm just supposed to be happy-go-lucky and cheer your fucking company on to the end, or until you get done with me. You don't owe me no explanation because this is an at-will state, and you can just come in and say, you know what? I don't fuck with you no more.
Man.
But if I leave, then I got to fill out a fucking survey and tell you how you can fool the next 100 motherfuckers that come through the door.
No, fuck you, sir. Not when
it's like
when I worked at the Target store, making like $9 an hour, $7 an hour, they literally put up their goal every day for every week. And the Target store doing like, this is back then, doing like 60 grand a day. And this is the off season. This ain't late November right before Black Friday. Back then, Black Friday, from that Thanksgiving on to the New Year, you talking about that one store alone is doing their goal is 100,000 a day, 7 days a week. It was getting it, but you
Right.
paying me $9 now.
Right. But nah, Alicia just said it. That's the theme for the show, cuz you need a business. You need to invest in yourself. You need to bet on yourself. The same sacrifices that you make for these fucking corporations that don't understand that something just came up that you can't work or that you got to leave early. You want to hit me with a fucking point system or a demerit because I didn't tell you that I wasn't going to finish the day. Like, we do as a people, and this is the shit that I don't understand about the divisiveness in the world. This is a whole bunch of different conversations. But if we all work together as a human race, as a people that considered other motherfucking people, we could stop a lot of this shit. You feel me? If you just stop hating black folks and started just appreciating your own fucking folks and doing the human thing, then we wouldn't be in the position that we was in. You blaming black folks or Mexicans or Asians for your fucking life being fucked up as whatever European you are or whatever racist motherfucker that you are. I'm not even gonna lump all them people together. A racist is a specific type of motherfucker. But you hate everybody around you, and it's the people that look like you that's fucking you over, sir.
But who you gonna get to work for you? That's the other shit they don't think about. Most of the people that are racist or whatever, they actually at the bottom of their totem pole.
A lot of times.
So if you get rid of, like Florida had all those people, they didn't want the Mexicans
Nigga,
crossing
they
the
shut
border.
down Disney World. What the fuck is
Exactly.
going on?
Exactly. You don't want a race that's willing to work. You don't want them because they're not legally supposed to be here, but yet they do a good job on your yard. They do a good job on your construction site. They got manners. They don't be out there. I mean, you got some bad apples like any other race, but most of the time, them Latinos, they stick to themselves because they don't want to get deported. They do what they're supposed to do.
Period.
Yeah.
This is the thing, and then they always the amount of illegals that come over, but those people that came over here illegally, most of them motherfuckers try to do the right shit
They want to work.
because they don't want to go back. But we don't have a understanding. We don't have a fundamental understanding or a desire to treat motherfuckers fairly.
Hell no. No.
You know, the people that do want to do it don't have the power, don't have the access, don't have the resources to do it.
If I treat you fair,
What happened?
If I treat you fair, what else do I get out of it? That's basically what they're saying.
Oh yeah. It's not what do you get out. We getting into a deeper territory because, like I said, we already started late and it's already late. I ain't gonna keep going, but this is definitely a to be continued conversation. I appreciate you sticking in here and making a decent show, even though we was having some technical issues. We are always evolving, and apparently we always need to upgrade so that we can continue to do this show, man. We appreciate y'all for locking in with us and taking the time, especially you, Alicia. You the real MVP. I'm gonna be real with you. You, Diana, C. Hess. It's a lot of motherfuckers that contribute to the show. And if I didn't name you, that don't mean I don't fuck with you. That just mean I used to do a lot of weed. What else you want to say?
Oh, I was just gonna say, together we break change. Kryptonite, my man Marcus, several individuals. Like my brother said, it's easy to remember people when you're not in the spotlight. Soon as that light come on, you're supposed to thank people. You just start forgetting people. But in reality, there's a lot of people that help us out with this. My brother said we're gonna keep evolving. My internet, my laptop, it been electronic pile of shit these last couple weeks. So hopefully I can figure out what it is. But we appreciate everybody coming on. We're gonna try to do a little veterans thing for Friday for our vets. That's why I posted about the veterans check-in. We just want to give y'all vets a shout out. We got an interesting guest coming up next week. Is it next week? It's next week. It's next week. It's next week. We got an interesting guest coming up. I gotta make sure they're gonna tap in like they said there is, but it's gonna be a dope guest next week. That's all I want to say. Yes, Alicia, we damn sure gotta get into the BOTB merch. We've been having ideas of how we want to do it. We just gotta get somebody to do it that ain't gonna bust us in the head too bad. But we trying to do this. I ain't gonna lie, Alicia. Shit, you might be our manager. I'm just bullshitting. We're gonna have to figure that shit out though, to elevate this to another level, because it's hard doing this shit with two people. But we're gonna try to keep it close to the vest, because if we do, it's gonna stay authentic. We're gonna always be able to talk to people, be able to socialize with people through social media and through the show. Once again, there's always an open seat on our show. If you want to be a guest, if you want to just be like a host or sit on the host side of this, just hit me up and be like, hey, can I get on this episode? You may get on this episode, you may get on another episode, but a lot of times it'd be an open seat. Like a lot of times, Alicia, you just pop in. Like that's the kind of idea of our show. We just had people pop in. So it's an authentic answer. It's not no, hey, you only got this one side talking. Nah, we only got one side just because only one side wanted to talk. We always have it open for people. So if you ever see the link, tap into the link while we live, just so you can get on the show. We try to do it, depending on if it's a guest, first time guest, we ain't gonna do it. But if it's a guest you've seen on here before, definitely you can be in the open conversation. You can tell what type of show it's gonna be. So, we appreciate everybody to watch.
All the time and in a real way, man. Look, this is the Hummmpday Happy Hour podcast, man. I hope the rest of y'all week is whatever you need it to be, man. I hope there's not a whole lot of stress. I hope that you travel safely and you get back. And if you work from home, I hope you keep food in the refrigerator and it's warm when it's supposed to be warm and cold when it's supposed to be cold. We appreciate y'all in a real way. Hit the like button, share this with your people, man. Keep driving the conversation. Until the next time, y'all be easy, man. We gone.